Yes! Happy Black Friday, everyone, and welcome back to another brand new episode of The Completionist. While the world ends with everyone going out and killing each other for deals, I'd like to sit down and play my absolute favorite 3D Mario game all day long. Yes, I said it, Super Mario Galaxy 2 is my favorite 3D Mario game. Hot on the trails of the massive success of the original Super Mario Galaxy, Super Mario Galaxy's 2 development started almost immediately after its predecessors concluded. According to Shigeru Miyamoto, although the new game would include many of the original assets, around 95% of Mario Galaxy 2 would feature brand new elements. The Super Mario Galaxy series is one of my favorite Mario franchises, and it is still one of the best gaming experiences on the original Wii console. I've got fond memories of playing both the original and Mario Galaxy 2, and seeing as how I've already covered the first one on the show, it's time to tackle the sequel. This is the only 3D Mario game that we haven't completed here on the show yet, so completing this one is going to be a little bittersweet. I mean, wait, do you guys count? You don't count Paper Mario, right? Or like the DS ones?
No! Kinda. Paper Mario is 2D, if anything.
I wanted verification from the council of people who watch me record voiceovers. Super Mario Galaxy 2's story begins almost exactly like that of the original Super Mario Galaxy. The Mushroom Kingdom is once again celebrating the Star Festival, which only happens once every century. Wait, does that mean that this game takes place a whole 100 years after the last one? Is this some sort of alternate universe thing? Something doesn't add up here. But who cares about all that when there's cake to be had at Princess Peach's castle? Gotta love them cake booty calls. Booty letters? Yeah, booty letters. Booty, rockin' everywhere.
Rockin' everywhere.
Soon after arriving, Mario stumbles across a little baby Luma that looks like it's been abandoned by the rest of its litter. The dazed and confused Luma, who seems capable of communicating only in PlayStation symbols, quickly takes up residence underneath Mario's cap, which also gives Mario access to his patented spin move. That's called symbiosis, kids. Not the symbiote suit, those are two different things. Mario finds the entire area under attack by Bowser yet again. Only this time, Bowser's freaking huge and raining death from the skies. Man, way to step up your game! Bowser boasts that the power of the stars is already in his possession, along with poor Princess Peach. He also claims that since he's such a big shot now, the tired old Mushroom Kingdom no longer holds his interests. Bowser desires a galactic empire that's more befitting of his newfound buff boy status. Setting off for the center of the universe, Bowser Hulk jumps into warp speed, leaving nothing but destruction and broken promises of cake in his wake. Cake wakes. With the help of a few friendly Lumas, Mario blasts off in pursuit, leading him to a galaxy where he proceeds to deliver a spanking to Pee-wee Piranha. After collecting his first of many power stars, Mario finds himself on a strange planetoid that's inhabited by a group of Lumas and their super chill leader Lubba. In my mind, this guy looks like he would sound just like Biggie Smalls.
The head right, Biggie there, and night. Papa been smooth since days of under rules.
My man Lubba explains that the planetoid is actually his spaceship, but since Bowser recently jacked all of his crew's power stars, the ship has basically been dead in the water. Thankfully, the baby Luma helps to initiate a partnership between Lubba and Mario. The mission? Reclaim the power stars and retrieve Princess Peach. With his magic big boy Luma powers, Lubba transforms his ship into a replica of Mario's head that looks like something out of a Lionel Richie video.
It's wonderful.
This is how I see you.
With Mario at the helm, the crew sets off to defeat Bowser once and for all. Again. For the final time. Again. The story in Mario Galaxy 2 may be a bit cliche, but its storybook conceit is extremely endearing. Sure, it's a little disappointing that the plot is almost an exact recreation of the first games, but that never stopped franchises like The Legend of Zelda from delivering quality games time and time again. The narrative may be simple, but Mario has never needed much of a story to do what it does best. The game tells you just what you need to know, and then gets out of the way for fun. Move the hell over, narrative. The fun train is coming on through. All aboard the fun train. Next stop, nowhere, because this train don't stop. Nothing stops this train. Nothing. Chugga chugga woo woo. Chugga woo. Chugga woo woo. Mario Galaxy 2 presents a pristine package of fun, variety, and creativity to the player. There aren't many other games out there that attempt to marry the delightful, cartoony style often found in Mario games, with the gorgeous vistas and epic scale that come with space-based adventures. This outer space theme is once again utilized in Mario Galaxy 2 to provide an utterly unique experience, with mechanics like fluid gravity and wild camera angles. The first Mario Galaxy admittedly had its fair share of spots where these varied mechanics resulted in a headache or two, or 3, or 10. And while they're not perfect in the sequel, most of the bugs have definitely been ironed out. It's a huge improvement, you guys. Mario Galaxy 2 also provides a lot of variety across its many worlds and planets. Just when you've had enough of the snowy slopes of an ice-themed level, the game throws a spooky haunted house your way. The range and tone across these levels is just as impressive. You've got cute, safe-feeling areas like the Honey Bloom Galaxy, as well as the foreboding fortresses that appear at the end of every world. Surprising the player by throwing Mario into a one-off world full of giants goes a long way toward keeping the player delighted as they play. One of the big differences between Galaxy and Galaxy 2 is the mechanic of the world map. In the first game, the observatory was the main hub in which you'd visit certain parts of the ship and play all the levels in that galaxy. In Mario Galaxy 2, however, it's been switched now to a 2D map, which although is not nearly as aesthetically pleasing, it's much more efficient as you can start playing the levels much faster. It would take you quite a while to run from the back of the observatory every time you completed a stage to play a new level. This game's soundtrack is worthy of awards. Oh, it was nominated for an award. Well, good, because it's gorgeous. It's fully orchestrated and it offers more genres than you can shake a Wiimote at. You've got country tracks, sci-fi sounding tracks, and even stuff that sounds straight out of a 70s adventure film. The game may have a bunch of brand new music, but it also features plenty of returning favorites from the original Mario Galaxy soundtrack, as well as tracks from throughout Mario's history. The sound design also impresses with its adaptability toward how you play the game. For example, the music often becomes a bit more understated and serene when fully submerged in water. This kind of attention to detail demonstrates the care that went into Mario Galaxy's sound design. The game's presentation is a celebration of all things Mario. I mean, come on. Playing an almost exact recreation of Tall Mountain is the stuff dreams are made of. Mario Galaxy 2, without a doubt, honors the past while also improving upon older concepts and introducing new ideas. But real talk, if Nintendo just remade Super Mario 64 with the current date HD graphics, I'd be all over that like a hungry Luma on Starbits. Give me that! Gimme! The gameplay in Mario Galaxy 2 is, for the most part, ripped straight out of the first one. But make no mistake, this is a case of, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Mario can still perform his signature series of leaps and jumps, and thanks to the baby Luma living inside of his scalp, he's still got access to his spin attack. And Mario's gonna need all those abilities since platforming is still the meat and potatoes of this Mario experience. Thankfully, the controls are still just as responsive as you'd expect from a Mario title, except for a few instances where the camera is a bit stubborn or when the game forces you to use the Wiimote in unique ways. It's always a bit disappointing whenever the game takes the controller out of your hand and then shoves it back into your fist in an uncomfortable position. I'm looking at you, balance ball levels and bird levels. But these Wiimote focus areas are blissfully small in number, and Mario Galaxy 2 manages to feel great the rest of the time. It's a very big improvement when comparing it to the first game, because in the first game, they're everywhere. They're freaking everywhere. There are 6 worlds to explore, each with 7 galaxies, and those galaxies each contain a few stages that reward you with a power star upon their completion. That's a whole lot of Mario to get done right there. While some stages are readily available, many are only accessible after meeting a certain criteria within the galaxy, and actually beating them will require a few different tactics. Sometimes that means successfully platforming to an out-of-reach power star, facing a boss, or collecting a set amount of items before you can complete a stage. Speaking of collectibles, Mario Galaxy 2 introduces Comet Medals, which appear once in every galaxy, and when collected, gradually summon prankster comets throughout the game's worlds. You remember prankster comets, don't you? You know, the especially difficult stages that get added to galaxies that you've already visited? In the original Mario Galaxy, prankster comets were where the real challenge of the game came from, and they're no different in the sequel. You can expect things like time trials, collecting purple coins, and completing stages without any hit points. In classic Mario fashion, many stages also include little hidden areas that contain potential prizes. Sometimes they involve mini-games or special arenas that will reward you with 1-ups if you defeat all the enemies in time. Of course, the star bits, the currency of the Mario Galaxy universe, make their return, and they can still be used as ammo to stun enemies by both single-player or by a bunny in 2-player mode. Plenty of classic Mario power-ups make their return, such as the Fire Flower, the Rainbow Star, or Starman, the Bee Mushroom, and the Spring Mushroom. But there's a group of all new toys to play with in Mario Galaxy 2. The Spin Drill allows Mario to dig straight through certain types of terrain to come out on the other side. The Cloud Flower lets him create up to 3 platforms at any time. The Rock Mushroom transforms him into a rolling ball of death. And the Boo Mushroom grants Mario the ability to float and phase right through certain obstacles. Now that I think about it, maybe the Boo Mushroom is just the poisonous mushroom and it kills Mario. Mario Galaxy 2 features a ton of returning enemies from the original Mario Galaxy, as well as old foes from throughout Mario history. Goombas? Check. Boomerang Bros? Check. Big ass bullet bills? Double check. But of course, there are some new baddies too, like Fizzlets, who are normally little purple gelatinous blobs but will become flattened and electrified if threatened. One of the coolest new enemies in the game is undoubtedly the Cosmic Clone. Now, these are in fact a bit different than the Comet Stars from the first game, where you had to race a Cosmic Clone. These dudes will trail you like lemmings through an area, and if they touch you, you're gonna get hurt. They'll continually spawn, so they get harder and harder to avoid, kind of like a game of Snake. This new addition is an ingenious way to force the player to keep moving without relying on the cliche methods of auto-scrolling and time limits. The bosses are still easy and predictable as ever, but they're also still imaginative and fun. The boss battles against Bowser and his son, Bowser Jr., are a little tougher, but not by much. They are more complex, and they might take some more time to complete, but there's nothing to really worry about. Sorry, little man, you've got to try a little bit harder than that. Lots of Mario's friends are here to lend a hand, too. Occasionally, you'll run into Luigi throughout the galaxies, and when you do, you'll be able to temporarily switch places with him. He's a bit faster and he seems to jump a little bit higher, but he also seems to have a lot less traction when coming to a stop. If you manage to complete a stage as Luigi, you can then replay it as Mario while racing against a ghost of Luigi. Hooray for sibling rivalry! Making his Mario Galaxy debut is Yoshi, and he's an absolute monster in this game, no joke. When playing with Yoshi, you're basically untouchable since he can easily reach out with his tongue from a distance and quickly eat any enemy that would normally pose a threat to you. His flutter ability really helps out on some of the more difficult platforming sections, and he even has his own set of power-ups too. His Dash Pepper makes him sprint madly at high speeds. The Blimp Fruit allows him to float high into the air, and the Bulb Berry makes Yoshi glow bright as a light bulb. While back on board the Starship Mario, you've got a few buddies to keep you company. Of course, there's Lubba, who will occasionally remind you of real-life dangers, like remembering to take breaks every once in a while. You're looking out, big guy. Then there's the helpful Bank Toad, who will store your excess star bits, as well as a Mail Toad, who will occasionally deliver letters that contain 1-ups, bonus star bits, and challenges from NPCs. One of those NPCs is the Chimp, who will occasionally call Mario out by challenging him to a game of skill. Just look at this guy. He's like Alex Fossiani's spirit animal. The gameplay in Mario Galaxy 2 may be mostly familiar, but I'm not complaining about that. It retains the greatest elements of the previous game, while also adding new and interesting stuff on top of it. The only thing missing is a Parappa the Rapper style minigame that features Lubba and the Chimp going in on each other with some freestyle rapping. Place your bets, baby. I'm gonna go with Lubba because he's notorious. He's the notorious LUBBA. As Mario and his crew arrive at Bowser's Galaxy Generator, they notice that the stronghold is drawing power from a mysterious comet in addition to the power stars. Nevertheless, they steel themselves for the final battle and charge straight forward. Upon entering the fortress, you'll be met with the fiercest opposition yet. You'll have to utilize your many abilities and power-ups, as well as your trusty companion Yoshi, just to make it to Bowser's personal chambers. Once there, Bowser makes it clear that he's sick and tired of Mario always messing up his dastardly plans, so he jumps right off his throne and brings the fight straight to our hero. This boss fight is very much like Mario Galaxy 2's other Bowser boss fights. Bowser will attempt to punch a hole right through Mario, but with some quick movement, he'll end up hitting the ground. When he does so, he creates vertical traveling shockwaves that are tricky to avoid. Eventually, some meteorites fall to the surface of your tiny planet and embed themselves into it. Once Bowser slams his fist into it again, the meteorites will pop up, allowing you to take aim and butt slam onto them into the tyrant's face. This is the only way to damage him, so most of the fight is about avoiding hazards while you wait for the right conditions to nail him down. After you hit him twice, Bowser will get pissed and decide to bring some classic fire breath into the mix, which makes things even harder to avoid. But if you manage to hit him down 2 more times, he'll finally shrink back down to size and leave the Grand Star up for grabs. Psych! He's back for more! Bowser eats the Grand Star and grows even larger than ever. He roars, sending Mario tumbling through space, and begins to close in on you, looking to punch your lights out once and for all. The only way to keep him back and damage him is to make your way to the nearby meteorites and butt slam them his way. It can be really hard to aim when he's far away, but if you pick your shots and wait till he gets up close, he's an easy target. After a few shots, Bowser finally admits defeat and sinks into the void. Soon after, Princess Peach comes flying out of the same void carrying the Grand Star. She, along with Mario and the little baby Luma, return to Lubba's ship just in time to witness the comet that Bowser had been sapping power from transform back into Rosalina's observatory, the hub from the first Mario Galaxy. It turns out that she was imprisoned this whole time, but now that she's been released and her little Luma has been returned to her, she's free to roam the cosmos once more. The baby Luma flies towards its home, but not before jacking Mario's hat. And who can blame it? That thing's gotta be worth like, what, a couple 100,000 star bits on space eBay? Once the observatory departs, Mario, Peach, and the crew of the Starship Mario depart for home, where they all lived happily ever after. Until Bowser shows up again during the next Star Festival, right? I mean, every century. Everybody's got that date marked down their calendars, right? Peach, you get lunch prepared for when the inevitable happens to you again, okay? Mario, have you ordered your replacement hat yet? Rosalina, we'll see you when we see you. Good game, guys. That's good teamwork. Teamwork! Boy, does this game have a lot of things to unlock and collect. Firstly, after beating the game for the first time, you'll be able to switch freely between Mario and Luigi. But if you somehow collect 9,999 coins, then there will automatically be Luigi ghosts on every single level without having to beat them as Luigi first. And if you've ever played a 3D Mario game before, then you know that there are bound to be more power stars besides the one you've collected on your first playthrough. Mario Galaxy 2 has a total of 120 power stars, and many of them can be found in the bonus world, known as World S, that's unlocked when you beat the game. World S is a fully functioning world, complete with its own galaxies, secret stars, prankster comets, and more. What? You didn't think we were done, did you? Beating the game again with all 120 power stars collected will earn you a nifty silver crown icon on your game save, and it will also reward you with the post-credits scene featuring Rosalina, who's finishing reading the story of Mario Galaxy 2 to her Luma children. But once baby Luma returns, complete with Mario's stolen cap, Rosalina begins to tell the story of the green stars. That's right, there's even more stars to collect, and there aren't just 3 green stars like it was in the last game. There's a full 120 green stars to find. Once these green stars are unlocked, they'll swarm the worlds in the game and can be found in every one of the game's galaxies. The problem is that they're all pretty well hidden. Sometimes they're in plain sight, but many of them are diabolically tucked away, like within enemies or underneath the map itself. Finding them is like a giant game of hide and seek, but thankfully, the green stars make a distinct twinkling sound when you're nearby them. So if you're the completionist type, you best keep those eyes and ears open. If you manage to collect every green star, not only will you get a cool gold crown on your game save file, but you'll also unlock the Grandmaster Galaxy. That's right guys, we're not done. This secret bonus galaxy lies at the very end of World S and is a gauntlet that features enemies and themes from throughout the game. Beating this level will give you your 241st Power Star. Oh, but that's not even the end of it. Remember Bank Toad? Well, if you deposit 9,999 star bits with him, it'll unlock the perfect run, a Prankster Comet version of the Grandmaster Galaxy where you can't get hit at all. Accomplish that feat, and Rosalina herself will reward you with the very last Power Star for a grand total of 242 stars. This will also unlock a Platinum Crown for your save icon, a death counter for your entire playthrough, and a neat little message from Nintendo thanking you for playing the game. There's also a cool picture of every single star you've collected on your journey. Kind of puts things in perspective when you see them all lined up like that. Collecting that many star bits will also transform all the coconuts that appear in the game into watermelons, just like in the first Mario Galaxy. But even collecting every single thing in the game and unlocking everything possible, it still doesn't answer the greatest question of all. Just who are those creepy guys watching and following you in the Shiverburn Galaxy? Who the hell are you? What do you want from me? What are you waiting for? Mario Galaxy 2 isn't the type of game to push you to your limits. In fact, many times throughout the game, it offers hints to help you just in case you need it. For example, if you continually die on a stage, a shadowy version of Rosalina will show up to offer assistance. At the end of the day, though, I'd say that there are only a couple of levels I'd even considered hard. And I don't even mean hard in general, I mean hard by Mario's standards. The only frustration that you'll probably feel while playing will come from the brief moments of crappy controls or the fatigue you may have of going in for a complete run. Thankfully, the fun of Mario Galaxy 2 far outweighs the frustration, and if you're looking to 100% this game, then pacing yourself will keep things enjoyable. Fun is what Super Mario Galaxy 2 is all about. From start to finish, it's an absolute blast to play and experience. It takes the very best from Mario's history and turns it into this beautiful game that's so worth checking out, especially if you have a Wii U. No matter your gaming background, it's bound to have something that you and your friends will really like, and being player 2 is actually quite helpful and fun, even though it's not nearly as immersive as playing as player 1 with Mario. Now, for you completionists out there, the endgame stuff is a bit tedious. However, for me, I love it all. It's challenging, it's fun. You have the green power stars, you have the extra stars, Grandmaster Galaxy, you've got Luigi, Yoshi, so many fun extra things in this game to make it the perfect 3D Mario experience. So, with that in mind, guys, I give this game my completionist rating of Finna-pleat-it. Today's Black Friday special is brought to you in part by the Pixel Empire. Dylan and his crew must really love us over there at Pixel Empire. The Pixel Empire is an awesome website where you can go get some rad artwork for your wall. Check out some of their awesome high-res glossy video game and pop culture posters. That was a mouthful. And with Black Friday here, they've got some pretty solid deals going on right now. Still going on from before in regards to Star Wars, from now until December 18th, every Millennium Falcon poster purchased comes with a set of 11x17 posters that represent the original Star Wars trilogy. And their video game deals are still happening, with limited video game prints being on sale until the end of the year. There's a pick any 3 and pick any 4 prints combo package that are literally 50% or more off. And also, there are some special listed designs that are marked down specifically for Black Friday. And on top of all these sales, you can use coupon code Completionist upon checkout to get 15% off your entire order. Dylan, thank you so much, man. Happy holidays, brother. We appreciate your support here on the show.
Are you still hanging out?
I gotcha. Hit that subscribe button right there so you can continue to hang out with us all the time. And while you're at it, be sure to check out last week's video on the Power Rangers video game, the movie The Game, with special guest Steve Cardenas, the Red Ranger. And hey, if you want to watch last year's video on Super Mario Galaxy, the original, give it a click right here. That's all the time we've got for today, guys, so please, as always, let us know what you thought about today's episode somewhere on the internet. Guys, happy Black Friday. Be good, be safe, celebrate with family, celebrate with friends, pour one out for me, pour one out for Mark and Brett, because we're still here on Turkey Day completing games and doing this video for you guys, and all that great stuff. Happy holidays. Now, if you excuse me, let's watch me fail at the Grandmaster Galaxy over and over and over again with some funny music. Take it away, Mark.